How's it going, everybody? I'm the B2C Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading whether the price is going up or down. Bittrex shuts down US crypto exchange due to regulatory environment. American cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex today announced that it would wind down its US operations. In a Friday statement, the exchange said that customer funds were safe and should be withdrawn by April 30th, while trading will continue for clients until April 14th. The statement added that it would continue operating Bittrex global platform, which caters to traders outside of the United States. Bittrex co-founder and CEO Richie Lay said on Twitter that it was not economically viable to continue to run the exchange in the current US regulatory and economic environment. Regulatory requirements are often unclear and enforced without appropriate discussion or input, resulting in an uneven competitive landscape, he said. So, the rest just goes on and gets a little off topic from there. What the Ethereum Shanghai upgrade means for you, ETH, and the SEC. In just shy of 2 weeks, if all goes to plan, Ethereum's eagerly anticipated Shanghai upgrade will go live, enabling the withdrawal of staked ETH from the blockchain network and effectively completing the year-long transition to proof of stake. Since December 2020, when Ethereum began the journey to proof of stake model, in which users stake cryptocurrency with a network to validate on-chain transactions, and then are rewarded for participation with newly generated cryptocurrency, network participants has deposited over $32.95 billion worth of ETH to the network. In September, Ethereum's merge event successfully upgraded the network's mainnet to a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, forever changing the way Ethereum transactions are processed and reducing the network's carbon footprint by 99%, according to figures from the Ethereum Foundation. On April 12th at 11:27 p.m. UTC, the Shanghai upgrade will be activated, and the vast majority of ETH stakers who have deposited their ETH with the network through intermediaries like Lido and Coinbase won't need to do anything once it goes live, besides wait. Staked ETH and rewards generated by those funds will be made available for withdrawals by intermediaries at varying dates following Shanghai's successful implementation. Lido said that it'll take about a month after the upgrade after a series of audits and safety checks, while Coinbase has not offered a firm time rollout and said that it could take several months for some customers. For the smaller number of independent validators who have staked directly with Ethereum, matters will only slightly be more hands-on. Validators must first change their withdrawal address for staked funds, and most validators have already done that when they did the deposit, but once this is changed, it cannot be changed again. Validators can then opt for either a partial or full withdrawal. A partial withdrawal will send all funds and rewards generated beyond the minimum to the validator's withdrawal address. Independent stakers can also opt for a full withdrawal, where it'll take everything, including what you need to stake, out and put it into your address. So you'll be fully removed and you'll send a single exit message to the network using your validator keys and validator clients. Partial and full withdrawals will be processed in the order in which they are received, and the initial queue could last up to 2 to 3 days. Swing and a miss, Terra logo still adorn Washington National Ballpark. Opening day marked fresh beginnings for Major League Baseball teams and fans, but ghosts of crypto's past are still haunting at least one ballpark. As spotted during the Washington Nationals' first home game, on Thursday, Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. is still promoting Terra, the crypto ecosystem that is responsible for basically all of crypto winter. The Nationals signed a 5-year deal worth $40 million with Terra in February 2022. An exclusive Terra club opened behind the home plate as a luxury field-level space for fans that were willing to pay $290 or more per ticket. Interestingly, the deal was struck between the team and the Terra DAO. Sounds like a solid company we'll check out, one Twitter user joked upon seeing Terra's "A decentralized economy needs a decentralized money" ad. So you can see that right here. Even shortly after the collapse, the Nationals continued promoting Terra, included by sharing a Crypto 101 video presented by Terra posted in the team's official Twitter on May 10th, 2022. The team's decision to keep Terra branding in the stadium is opposite of the Major League Baseball's choice when FTX collapsed. The Patches did not return this season after MLB ended its FTX sponsorship amid the fallen exchange's ongoing bankruptcy proceedings. So now onto the charts. Over on the daily, our volume profile is not showing up anymore. That's why volume profiles can be kind of crummy when you're trying to map out a huge area like this. But we are getting a little bit of a push toward our flag that we have. We have a doji candle today, which represents indecision in the market. Our momentum's making lower highs still while price is flat. Stochastics looks like we could curl down. VWAP is pretty flat. RSI is flat. And our money flow is slightly heading downwards. Over on the 4-hour, we do have a green dot trying to print, and Stochastic and RSI are trying to head up right now, but we're getting stopped out by this resistance line. So we do have this volume profile right here on the 4-hour that works for this range. So luckily we have our range, but we can't get the broader, bigger scope anymore. So that's unfortunate, but we'll be able to manage. Money flow overall is coming down. VWAP is trying to come up, but our momentum's heading down, so we have very mixed signals here as we're bouncing in this triangle. Over on the 2-hour, our money flow is pretty flat, still around that 10 area. Stochastic's trying to run up, RSI is trying to make a curl up. Our VWAP is kind of rounding off, so that is a little worrisome. Our momentum did peak bearish, but is trying to gain a green dot, so most of our signs are pointing at a move forward. But we're going to have to break through the support and then add that volume in this area that we were struggling at, which we've somewhat started to do, as I think it was right in here. This is the area we're going to need to add to, this 28.6 area. That's where we've been getting the most of our rejections, as well as right here at the 28.5. That's like our bigger, where you see this big red bar right here. That's the area we would need to break through for bullish momentum. Over on the daily, over on graph on the daily, we are still within our triangle. We are trying to hit against this support or resistance level. So we are trying to break out, but we're getting a manipulation X and we're falling against this other support level here. So we have the support for our pattern and our local support working against us right now. Stochastic and RSI are trying to curl, but if we break those will become very strong supports and no longer be very strong resistances. Momentum is trying to curl, money flow is about to make a bearish cross if we get a bit of a retest here, and VWAP is trying to head down. So we are somewhat looking pretty bearish. Over on the 4-hour, money flow does keep trying to break up, so eventually it should break up, as every time you touch a resistance you usually break through. But if Bitcoin loses volume, as we really didn't get much push here, if it loses volume tomorrow, then that could be worrisome. Stochastic is starting to curl up, RSI is trying to curl up, momentum's heading down, but it could try to curl up, and our VWAP's trying to curl up. So the 4-hour, we are trying to push up here. Over on the 2-hour, our Stochastic's heading up, RSI is heading up, money flow is rejecting crossing, our momentum's trying to head up, and our VWAP is made a bullish cross, but it's kind of weak. It's not really carrying upwards too strong. Usually you want the stronger, bigger upwards crosses for a bigger move. Don't really have many. Like right here, when you got the bigger moves, that was when you got the bigger cross. Of course, since we're ranging, the bigger moves are a little more manipulated as everything's getting real tight for a breakout, whichever way it decides to go. Over on the 1-hour, Stochastic's heading up, RSI's heading up, VWAP's heading up, but our money flow is trying to reject away from that neutral zone. Our momentum is trying to curl up, but if that money flow rejects, then it's likely everything else could start to take a breather. Anchor seems to be the only thing that pumped today, and it pumped almost way above this higher volume area on this bigger profile, and kind of got rejected from that area. So that is a good sign for this local profile. If we can stay in this area and keep moving forward, then we may delete this local area, but we may end up coming back into it. For this bigger one, if we keep moving up like this, we bounced off our point of control today, and we do have a green dot signaling that we could get bullish momentum upwards, so that could push us again toward that high value area and potentially help us break through it. But as far as VWAP's running up real strong. Money flow's nowhere to be found though, so that's very concerning, because with this kind of run up, you'd expect money flow to be coming in, but we're getting manipulation based on very low volume, that tells me. Momentum's trying to head up, but it could kind of curl out here, so that's worrisome, and our RSI and stochastic are running up. Over on the 4-hour, we're kind of curling away here, looking a little bit like a top signal. Stochastic, RSI, and momentum are falling with red dots. Our money flow is starting to fall, and our VWAP cross bearish, and that's starting to fall. It's not too strong, but it is starting to fall. So overall, we look pretty bearish here on the 4-hour to me. Over on the 2-hour, very similar, where stochastic's falling hard, RSI is falling pretty steeply, momentum's starting to fall steep, VWAP's somewhat starting to taper off, so that could be a positive sign. Money flow is heading down, but it did get a little more of a run up than our higher time frames. Over on the 1-hour, VWAP's struggling to go anywhere. Stochastic's lower than I've ever seen it. Our RSI is heading down, so we're really oversold here and fell really swiftly, so it's likely we could correct up, which actually would be a bullish sign. But that's based off the stochastic. We're going to need the money flow and VWAP to roll over and the momentum to roll over. Otherwise, this could continue downwards, so. But it is looking like a very possible support spot right here. Over on XRP, a little bit of a top signal on the daily, rounding out. Our stochastic RSI momentum is rounding out. VWAP broke bearish slightly, money flow's slightly bearish, momentum's heading down, we got red dots. Over on the 4-hour, we have a red X that brought us slightly down. RSI is falling, stochastic's very weak, momentum is trying to curl. Our VWAP though, it could round out here as it's starting to round off and taper off instead of head back up, so that is slightly concerning there. Over on the 2-hour, RSI is falling, stochastic's trying to make a bullish cross up with a bullish divergence. Our money flow is barely holding on, and our VWAP is barely holding on as well. Our momentum wants to make a run up, but got invalidated once. We'll see if this double dot can bring us up. That money flow is going to need to keep coming in, start coming in actually, for that to happen. Over on the 1-hour, we do have that bearish cross. So if the 2-hour gets a bearish cross, that would be the 1-hour and 2-hour getting a bearish cross. And if that bled in the 4-hour, we could see a violent move down. Stochastic's running up, RSI is kind of flat. VWAP's just flip-flopping around, and our momentum's trying to head up. So overall, we're somewhat bearish leaning. So I'd be a little cautionary, which is shocking because it's a little more bearish leaning because the case was expected to end this week, and here we are at the end of the week, and there's not really much buzz. Money flow is coming down for algo. Stochastic's heading down, RSI's heading down, momentum's coming down, VWAP's coming down, and so is sentiment because everyone thinks that my algo is compromised just because, Terra is compromised just because some people logged in with my algo and my algo got compromised, so that compromised their wallets and they didn't rekey when they should have. And so I'm a proponent of keeping mine on my ledger. Momentum's overall coming down on the 4-hour, RSI is pretty flat, stochastic's coming down, momentum wants to roll up here though, so even though it's falling, it is trying to make a recovery. Money flow did try to make a bearish cross, but it kind of rolled away, so we'll have to see if that can continue happening. VWAP is trying to make a bullish cross, so we'll need that stochastic and VWAP as well as that momentum to keep their move up in order for us to bounce here. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic's running pretty well, VWAP's running pretty well, momentum has a green dot and is moving up. So we're looking pretty hopeful here for somewhat of like a cup, like a little mini cup and handle or something to happen here. Over on the 1 hour, our money flow is up and down all over the place. We could get another bearish break, so watch out for that. VWAP's pretty flat, stochastic's rounding out, so our RSI could start to lose some strength, but we are overbought overall in the bullish territory, so our RSI does still have strength if we cool off on the stochastic. Momentum's heading up, we can barely see it behind the VWAP, so hopefully that doesn't start to curl and round down from here. Thank you for watching tonight's video, I hope you have a wonderful night.